Ooh, da-da-da, mm, mm, mm. What's going on, y'all? What is the word? What is the word, man? Shout out to Annette starting that new job, man. Started a new job. Annette is officially the leader of the replay gang. So you watching this, Annette? Shout out to you, man. When you get off work and get to see this. Anyway, what's up with y'all, man? What is up? So yeah, I knew I had to talk about it. I was trying to avoid talking about the whole situation because everybody was talking about it. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about the KEKE Palmer situation, right? And so I wanted to avoid it because I felt like it was going to be one of those things that was going to be oversaturated, right? However, I had to talk about it, y'all, because it's so telling about the whole gender war, the whole gender divide that we got going on, you know. Um, Seeing the difference between the two people, the two sides on the issue about this whole thing is amazing to me. It was amazing to me, right? Um, I'm talking to a guy and he say one thing. I'm talking to a girl and she said another thing. I talk to a person who don't consider themselves this or that gender and they say another thing, right? So we gonna talk about it today and how much do you owe your partner for making wedding vows with you versus how much do you owe your partner being the person that actually sat up and created a life with you. You know what I mean? Can you sit up and you know what I'm saying, impregnate a girl and she carry your seed around for 9 months or whatever, however long, right? And then can she still turn around and tell you that you can't tell her nothing? Like you can't tell her what to do or you don't have no type of um say over nothing she do, no no type of authority over. And that's fine, right? Because it ain't so much about having no authority over the girl. Now, this is me speaking personally at this point. It ain't about having no authority. It's about we representing each other now. I represent you, you represent me, and we both represent this child we got. So to me, it's one of those things. It's not about because people was like, oh, you shouldn't be able to tell her what to wear. I mean, really, people were saying he shouldn't be able to tell her nothing at all. How to act, what to wear, nothing. He should just, all he got to do is just keep his mouth shut, according to some people. You know what I mean? Um, so how do y'all feel about that? We gonna talk about it. We gonna look into the situation and really dissect it, cause like I said, it's two sides on it. So what I found was I'm gonna cover a woman's side, but the woman don't agree with KEKE Palmer. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like the man that agree and cause I talked to a dude that do agree with her. You know what I'm saying? He was, you know what I'm saying? He was a little bi flexible, but he was like, "Ah, that man's so insecure." So I'm like, "All right, we gotta bust this down, man." So we gonna get into it, right? Then seen something crazy. I was seeing something that said Black Twitter. You know, Black Twitter is a whole thing, like a really real recognized thing, like the black happenings of Twitter. You know what I'm saying? How they are their own thing. You know what I mean? So I seen something that said Black Twitter has a real Twitter now, and it's something called Spill. But in the midst of me looking at that, I ran into something interesting, something a little bit more interesting as well. Uh, if you've been hearing that dumb shit about Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg fighting each other in a coliseum, and you've been wondering, like, dude, what the hell? Basically, what they talking about fighting over is because Mark Zuckerberg got a Twitter competitor now, something called Threads, and it's made through Instagram. It go through Instagram or whatever, so it's easy. Already in, I want to say in 10 hours or in 7 hours, he got 10 million users. You know what I mean? So that made Elon Musk talk shit about Instagram and kind of try to start a little thing. And he said, I think he was trying to say he gonna try to sue him or something like that. But Mark Zuckerberg is a billionaire too, so get ready to see some billionaires fight over some dumb shit. Over some Twitter shit, over who's getting ready to fight over who could control our freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? And then we got, last but not least, I ran across this clip where it was a white dude or whatever. It was interesting because he looked like a biker dude, but he was saying some stuff. He was speaking pretty intelligently or whatever. Not to say bikers ain't intelligent, but he was talking about like the way the Supreme Court is now, how they taking away rights that been around for 100 years. They taking back Roe versus Wade. They taking back affirmative action. He was like, it's our fault that they doing all that shit. He was like, we could have changed all that shit in 2016. He was like, we ain't have to fucking like Hillary Clinton or none of that shit. Like, but he was like, if we would have got her in office, the Supreme Court wouldn't be fucked up now, because the first thing what they was always talking about doing was gutting the Supreme Court. And that's exactly what they did. They gutted that joint, loaded it with conservative justices. Now they taking affirmative action back, but they keeping legacy students there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the students could get in and it ain't no merit if they got enough money. You know what I mean? So you know what that's about. That ain't nothing but affirmative mayonnaise. But nah, we gonna look it up because he was busting some points down, and I'm like, damn, dude, actually keeping it really, really real right now. And so it was stripped out, and I was like, yeah, we gonna look into it. So we gonna check all that out, y'all. It's Friday. I'm gonna keep it kind of light, kind of sweet today. You know, we gonna get it in. I had to work earlier, doing a couple little things. So I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit short for y'all, man. But you know what it is, man. We gonna get these analytics together, then we gonna dive right on in. So yeah, let's get it, y'all. Mac World Live at 5, baby. Let's go. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, I know I make all my beats, right? Hey, hey. just arrived. You know when it come on at 5. I'm not a turkey and it's no jive. Hey, that's the way it go. I survive day to day like my girl K. I say what I say on display. How I do the shit, talk about a different array of things we go through as the people. Say we can't rise, but they know that we equal. Do it one time, cause it won't be a sequel. I stunt on hoes like I'm evil Knievel, but I'm real good. I'm in Buffalo County, so I'm real good. When you look in my drawers, it's real wood, ayy. But that's a whole other story, yo. Sean Max in his own category, ho. That's the way it go. When I freestyle flow for the people, it's no equal. Like I said, no sequel, you been feeble. All I am is a mastermind. I have to shine, I have to be like a ring, like everything I rap and fucking sing tight. You know the way that it go, got the green light to go. That's how it is, you know it's Mac World at 5, not at 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. You know how it go, I blow. When I get a YouTube partnership, your hoe gon' come right on the. I ain't gon'. Hey, y'all know I had to get the. When y'all see the headphones, the freestyle coming. Y'all already know. Mac World live at 5. What it do? You already know who it is, man. It's your boy Mac the Truest checking in as always. You know we gotta bust some of these topics down. Check out a couple little things going on in the world. You know, I call this my little corner of the internet. You know, we try to get a couple more people to come till it get bigger and bigger. You know, and then the next thing you know, we working. We got a whole community. So check this out. The KEKE Palmer situation, right? Like I said, I felt like it was going to be oversaturated, but it's interesting shit, y'all. It's interesting. We got to look into it. Because there's so many people divided. Did he disrespect her? Did she disrespect him? Let's go.
KEKE Palmer, who recently gave birth to her first child, is all over the blogs right now with her boyfriend, the father of their little boy. All of this started when KEKE went to see Usher's Las Vegas residency, and apparently she left the rest of her outfit at home. The 29-year-old had on a sheer dress with her behind out. I don't know, it's some slut bucket trend that all of the 304s have been wearing this year. The single ones, the married ones, all of them. Sierra did it earlier this year while her clown husband was up there standing next to her looking out of place. Russell took that, but KEKE Palmer's baby daddy wasn't having it. So he said something about it, and now all the flamingos and degenerates are running around saying he's shaming her, or he's jealous or insecure. Yeah, proving why the marriage...
He don't look like he black. All I gotta say real fast, bro. Welcome to the culture. You thought, I don't know what you thought you... I don't know what you thought you was baby not marrying into because you ain't married, baby daddying into. But welcome to the culture, bro. The women, if you look at anything black culture, black this, black that, it's about women. And it's about women doing whatever the fuck they want, how the fuck they want. That's the culture. Welcome.
Marriage rate for black women in America is lower than everybody else, and why it will continue to decline is because most of them are not wife material. And no, it's not just black women, that goes for most women in America in general. But right now we're talking about a black woman. Yeah, so most of them are not wife material. Most of them shouldn't even be mothers. Most of them are rebellious, wicked witches working for the devil. These music artists, entertainers, Hollywood folks, even your regular 9-to-5 professional educated woman, a lot of them are now running around trying to be city girls. Stripper culture, all of that totally took over the black community, and this is why most of our women in the community have been compromised. It's like they all want to be a Hugh Hefner bunny everywhere they go. When that was designed for an adult magazine, that was designed just like strippers to be in a club, to be confined to one specific place.
Now, if somebody if a stripper wear an outfit, it would be recognized like, okay, she a stripper, so she dressing like that. But we at the age now to regular society where people wearing the shit a stripper would wear to their kids' graduations and shit. What's going on, Annette? I was just talking about you at the beginning of the show. I said Annette gonna have to be the leader of the replay gang now that she started her job during my live. But nah, they gonna have to be, you know, it's crazy. You could wear what, literally now you could wear what a stripper would wear. And in the strip club, we would look at that and be like, What's the purpose of her wearing this? Clearly because she's a stripper and she's showing as much body as she can to get money. Now you could take that club out the strip club and people will still defend it under just some straight like feminism or something like that. Like, leave her alone, you're shaming her. Like, no, I'm respecting her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how the devil reversed the shit? Trying to get somebody to, you know, cover themselves up so they not portraying themselves a certain way, is shaming them, not respecting them. Ricky Williams in the build. We got the hoe. If another Williams come in here, man, we gonna have to do it. We gonna have to do a 23andMe, man. But I'm just talking shit. Ricky Williams winning team in the build, and he said if you say something, he's insecure and controlling. If he didn't say anything, he's not a leader and don't care about her. And don't care. If he don't do nothing, he don't care. But if he say something, he insecure. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Not
man.
Everywhere we go.
We gonna talk about
they
that.
Want to normalize this, but it's still some of us left over here that is not falling for the continued programming. Not at all. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. So everybody on social media is weighing in on the situation with KEKE Palmer and her boyfriend Darius Jackson. The two share a baby boy together. The baby is only 180 days old. KEKE went to Vegas with her friends. She attended the Usher show. Usher pulled her on stage and serenaded her. KEKE fell right into it. She put her arms around Usher and was doing a little something. I guess she was dancing. And at some point, she turned around to try to get him to focus on her behind. She was showing off the part of her dress that completely exposed her. So KEKE's boyfriend was at home. He saw the video on social media. Then he made this comment that got all of them mad. It's the outfit though. You a mom. The blogs picked that up and thousands of people started going in on Darius. So Darius came back and he responded. He said, we live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and the mother to his kids to showcase cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is. Yep. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case.
But that's the thing though. So in I ain't gonna say our culture, because all black folks ain't like this, but this is a culture that they try to sell to black people, and it's more like a mentality, not a culture. So I like to call it plantation mentality. So in this mentality, it's like, you see how he's saying, this is my family and my representation. You would think that's a normal thing anywhere on the planet. Anywhere in the world, you would think that's normal for a man to care how the woman who haven't carrying his baby represent herself, and a man that's there for his family and do for his family wanting to care about how his family represent him. Anywhere else that's normal, except on the motherfucking plantation, because in this motherfucker it ain't no family, ain't no families allowed. Families been broken up. We got family replaced with power couple. You know what I'm saying? And what's a power couple? Two unmarried motherfuckers with a little bit of money have a kid and leave the kid with the grandmama. You know what I'm saying? That's all the power couple is. Ain't nobody talking about no families. And even he had a kid with her before he married her. Bro, welcome to the culture, nigga. What you thought was finna happen? Now they talking about you just her baby daddy. What you thought? You thought, like, I know in your mind, you thought that some functional, normal human shit was going on where a man, a woman, and a child is a family. Negative, nigga. On the plantation, the child is their own person. The mother is definitely her own person, and you just her baby daddy. Let's go.
After he said that, people continue to go in on him. This one said he just mad Usher wasn't singing to him. At this point, we all know their tactics. Why would a straight man want another man singing to him? She's trying to put him in the LBGT. Here's one who said having a man that's jealous of you is a dangerous game. And it's crazy how these feminists, they're labeling this as jealousy. This is disrespect. Young ladies out there, please know it is inappropriate for you to walk out the door wearing your behind out. Absolutely nothing right about that. Even if you're single, it's still not right. It's inappropriate to be in a relationship and to get up on stage with another man looking like y'all are about to kiss and then turning around for him to look at your behind that you put out there on purpose. I understand a lot of you've been raised by side chicks and 304s, but please note that is improper. This next comment really tells us where we are, how people are conditioned to see inappropriate dress as appropriate. This woman said, her outfit ain't even wild, crazy. I'm confused. Again, let me help some of you out, because you've been raised by BET Uncut, loving hip hop. It is nothing appropriate about a dress that exposes your whole behind. That is not appropriate to wear to a concert.
You could, this like lingerie damn near. This shit you will wear, you know what I'm saying? Like in a private setting. But I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna tell y'all what I think about it after the clip. My personal, the Mac thoughts on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a slightly different, I'm like midline with it. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Let's go.
Sir, that is not appropriate to wear to a dinner. It's giving you a Fashion Nova thought bucket. Then this one said, shaming the mother of your child on the internet is wild.
She shamed
herself when she walked out the house looking like that. That's really what's shameful, and not just as a mother, but as a woman. That's shameful. But when you add in the layer of her boyfriend, that's just totally disrespectful. It's the outfit along with the actions. And then another reason for her to be so quick to turn around is because she wanted to show him why she wore that outfit in the first place. She had her behind out. That was designed to get her attention. You had a lot of the usual sign language. He's insecure, immature, or jealous. This one right here said the big problem is he tried to use you, a mom, to play her. She can be a grandma and still choose her own outfit. Grow up and use your words. Like, wait, a grandma can choose her own outfit? How about grandmothers and mothers choosing to walk around looking like 20-year-old strippers? They should grow up. This is that whole I'll do whatever I want. I don't have to listen to anybody else. I can make the choice because I'm a woman. That's what this right here is. And she's telling him to grow up, but KEKE is literally walking around with her behind out trying to get attention. She should grow up.
Booty.
Yeah, she want to say grow up, use your words, and say I am uncomfortable instead of trying to clown the mother of your children on a public platform to make a point. Again, she clowned.
You notice it's like when you say something, you know, when you don't try to hold nobody accountable. Don't try to hold none of these, you know, none of these plantation princesses accountable and shit, because they gonna always try to be like, you this, you that, you're jealous, you're insecure, all that shit. Man, how could I explain this to you hoes? Let me go big in case one of y'all that agree with her is watching this. I'm finna tell y'all some real shit. I'm finna kick some real game to y'all right now. Listen. The only niggas that's even caring about that, or that's talking about that, that's speaking up about that, are the niggas that care about y'all. I'm gonna say that one more time. The only reason he's speaking up about what she got on is because he care about her. That's not no shame. That's not none of that. That's him caring about her and shit. You be seeing these rappers with these bust down girlfriends, don't care how they look. They be beat up all like, look how what's his name is with Krishan, Blueface with Krishan. He let her do whatever, present herself however he want to. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna say nothing to her. They be in interviews, he be clowning her. He'll let her get tossed out the interview by security and stay in there. The only reason he's speaking up, and these dudes speak up about this, is because they care. The niggas that don't care, like me, she not my girl, so the dress for me is good. I got to see her whole ass, and I ain't have to date her or none of that shit. I got to see everything he get to see sitting at home. You know what I'm saying? So did Usher. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do. We all get to see it. Now, if that make her husband feel uncomfortable, you know, obviously he gonna speak up on it, and he gonna feel like he should be the one person that should have something to say about it, right? But we ain't living like that. She think that him caring, they want you to care, but not to the point where you actually hold them accountable or expect them to be, you know, accountable for themselves. Let's go.
Herself when she walked out looking like that. She said, put the ego away and tell her how you feel so she can have the opportunity to honor your feelings. This is very insecure energy. The truth is, if you have to tell a woman not to go out the house,
and then she trying to Rick hit it on the head.
That shouldn't even be your woman. She's not even qualified.
She trying to tell him how he's supposed to feel. I feel you, Rick, like, and trying to tell him how he's supposed to express what he want to say. That's even worse. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that. Let's go, man.
She's not qualified for marriage. She's not
Crazy.
qualified to have your child. She's not qualified to have your protection. So honestly, Darius, you picked the wrong woman. You shouldn't even be with her. And I know this woman commenting isn't talking about insecurity. KEKE Palmer walking out like that screams insecurity. Yeah, going out in public at a public platform on stage with your behind out, that screams insecure energy. Here's another one. I know he ain't on KEKE Palmer's phone plan, on KEKE Palmer's Wi-Fi, in KEKE Palmer's home, watching KEKE Palmer's son, telling KEKE Palmer what KEKE Palmer should be wearing as a mother. And this is why all the boss chicks should stay single. They really think that a woman having money turns them into a man. They think that having money gives them the respect that a man should have and the license.
And so I always say that these girls that be talking about, oh, they would be with a man if everything was 50-50 negative, because y'all go looking for dudes like that. Y'all like to be able to say it's mine, it's mine, it's mine, so I could do whatever the fuck I want to do. They think, see, the biggest giveaway to know what you dealing with is if she think respect is a scam. You know what I'm saying? If she think respecting herself, or you respecting her, or her having to respect you, anything having to do with respect is a scam. Because a lot of this shit, living when you live for the public and shit like that, require you to be shameless and go where the fucking wind blow. So if you speak up on some shit, or you anything having to do with respect, if you respect her, she feel like, oh, he trying to force me to respect them back. I'm not. You're not gonna control me. That's how they feel, right? So this shit is crazy, man. Let's go.
To disrespect actual men. A decent feminine woman, she's gonna be that no matter how much money she makes, even if she's making more than him. You can't buy class. This is why you have a woman that's supposed to be a millionaire that's walking around carrying herself like a project girl.
With her booty cheeks out.
Oh yeah, and most black women think just like this. That's why most of them are not qualified for any relationship. You are not desirable, and it's not because of your skin color. It's because of your repulsive mindset, your repulsive behavior, your repulsive attitude,
they go looking
and your
for some
repulsive
single
mouth.
mama raised dude who they gonna take over right where his mama left off at, beating him, whooping him, hitting him upside his head like they mama, buying his little games, buying his little clothes. Like they basically want a grown son that's gonna provide sex to him and some form of protection. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't looking for no man. A lot of these girls, they wasn't never raised with no man around, so they wouldn't even know what to do if it was a real man around. And you try to tell them, like, baby, you ain't supposed to do this or do. They don't know where that's coming from. Who's allowed to talk to me like that? You know what I'm saying? Not no man they ever seen in their life. So shit crazy. Welcome to the culture, bro.
That's why decent men don't even want to be around you. And in this hood rat right here, she was pushing the same narrative that these feminists have been pushing the whole time. She said, stop expecting husband privileges from a baby daddy's placement. KEKE is single by law until he changes that. If he can clap them cheeks in private as a boyfriend, why can't she as a girlfriend can't show a little cheek with class? And they're all saying this, by the way. Not just the hood rats like this woman who I'm not going to show, who looks just like Sukihana in every picture. But all of them are saying this, not just the hood rats. The so-called educated and all these other women, they all are saying the same thing. Let me tell you something. Darius is a baby daddy. KEKE is a baby mama. Do you know what the ultimate wife privilege is that she already gave him? It was the child. The ultimate wife privilege was this woman pushing out a baby, risking her life for a man that wasn't her husband.
Nah, nigga, you got a social media family. You got a clout baby and shit. Like, y'all relationship is for us. It's for everybody. You kissing her, she ain't kissing you back. She looking right at us. You know what I'm saying? You holding the baby, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, she for us. You for her and she for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all niggas gotta be careful, man. And don't be thinking that Burt Lang in the building, what's going on? That's my brother. But yeah, man, don't be thinking that just because, you know, she seemed like, oh man, they ain't gonna, you know, just make sure you know who you getting into it with, for real. Let me see what the Tool Gang got to say. Hey, Rick said, but a woman will say you can't tell her what to do even if he paying all the bills. You know what I'm saying? And the same women is saying he can't tell her what to do because she pay all the bills. You living in a woman's house, it's her house. Oh, you can't say nothing about what she doing. A woman living in your house, you paying all the bills, you still can't tell her what to do. Shout out to Rick, good ass point. And they gonna say, why? Because that's just what you supposed to do. I'm telling you, dog, these not no real women, bro. These are life ruiners, nigga. These are traps. They like, it's like they got the body of a woman and shit like that, bro. But mentally, nigga, they ain't nothing there but the tools to fucking bring a motherfucker down. Ain't no, like, nothing. And they don't care. And I'm gonna tell you why and how I say that, because these are the same hoes. Before they have a normal conversation with you, a normal, respectful conversation, nigga, you could bust them down, slut them out, do whatever you want to them physically. You know what I'm saying? But mentally, it's like they ain't even nothing there. They don't even got no respect for themselves. She don't care that we all get to see her ass. That go right over her head. That her husband might not want her, or her baby daddy might not want her like that because he cares. She only care about us. Look at her looking at us. She want to know what we think about her ass and shit, not him. You know what I mean? Shit sad, man. These hoes, they need a software update on that chip in their brain. Let's
What
go.
are you talking about, this wife privilege nonsense? She's a baby mama. Like, stop playing. And most of you saying this nonsense are also not wife material either, just like KEKE. Her money does not make her qualified. Then y'all talk about wife privileges, but expect men you don't even know to protect you on the streets. When the man is only responsible for his wife. He's responsible for the people he have authority over. He is not responsible for random, strong, independent boss chick women. You know what this really is? They just don't want to be told what to do. If they're single, they try to say they can do whatever they want because they're not married. When they're married, they don't want to listen and just call their husbands insecure and try to shame him into allowing her to have her way. When the man doesn't have money, they say that's the reason why they won't listen. They lie and say if he had money, she would listen and cooperate. But when he's got the money, these same idiots do the same thing. They simply come up with something else, another excuse. Bottom line is, most of these women want to be real whores. That's why most black women in America are not wife material. Really, women in America in general. And the good, decent women, they're not on the market. They want to be free to do whatever they want to do. Darius is looking at KEKE like she's his woman, but really she's for the streets.
She looking at us.
Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Special thank you to Havelock. I appreciate you, Havelock, for all of your support, as well as Paul B and his lovely wife.
That's so fucking funny, man. Like, look, she don't care about none of that shit, bro. She is not caring. Ah, man, let's talk about it, y'all. Chat gang got some shit to say. Fresh said, yep, she looking at us. Bert said he didn't know she was MC Yammer. Yeah, nah, listen. Sometimes, man, okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I told my daughter. Me and my daughter got in a good conversation about this, right? About this subject. Because a lot of times me and her are discuss some topics too, man. My daughter is highly intelligent. Like, she could be a counselor or something for adults. And she's smarter than a lot of these grown women out here, which is crazy, right? So we had a conversation about this. We was talking about this whole KEKE Palmer thing or whatnot. And I was telling Z like this. I said, this is how I feel about it. It's girls, and I want y'all to listen real close, especially the women, because the guys, we already know this shit, right? So it's girls with nice ass bodies that they like to show their body. They got a nice body and shit. They just like to show their body off. You know what I'm saying? Nice shape, boom, bam. Shit they wear might look like they showing their body off because their body is nice. Now you got girls who don't got nice bodies. Back fat out, you know what I'm saying? Back rolls out, you know what I'm saying? Fucking titties could be hanging and shit. You know, one titty over here, the other titty over there, looking like they just had a fight and went their separate ways. You know what I'm saying? But they still like to show their bodies off. They still gonna show their bodies off because that's just what they like to do. They not looking at it like I got a nice body and whatever. They just know showing your body in general gets you attention. So they're gonna show their body regardless of what they shape like. Now on the flip side, it's some girls with cold ass bodies that don't show their body off. Regardless, you know what I'm saying? They damn near be trying to hide it. Can't even hide it. Trying to put a sweater around that thing. That motherfucking sweater going whoop, whoop, whoop. You be like, oh, she got a body, but she don't like showing her body off. Not because she's insecure, but because she don't like the type of attention that showing yourself gets you. She would rather receive, she might like attention, but she don't want to receive that type of attention. And there's some girls without nice bodies that they don't show their bodies off, because even if they had a nice body, they don't like that type of attention that you get from showing your body off. Might be a girl shaped like whatever. She might have some big old titties. She could show some titties and get some attention if she want, but she's like, nah, I don't want that kind of attention, right? So the thing is, it ain't no, oh, she dressing this way and give her a pass because of this, because she a mother, or because of this and that and the third. It's either a girl gonna want to get that type of attention or she not gonna want that type of attention. You know what I'm saying? And in KEKE Palmer's situation, dude just gotta know if he with a little booty flasher or not. He probably thought like KEKE Palmer, I think she from like the Disney Channel or some shit or something like that. Probably thought like good girl, you know, pretty wholesome and shit like that. He probably wasn't thinking like she gonna get out here with her whole ass out and, you know, especially be showing it to Usher and all that. She was thinking like, man, this ain't no big thing to me. He didn't know that. But then I seen some other pictures of her kind of showing it all too and shit. But I guess, you know, I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know what it is. But you got to know, it's some girls that's like that, some girls that's not like that. It ain't no like, let her dress like that. No, I don't want my girl dressing like that. I don't like her showing her ass to everybody. Or yeah, my girl could show her ass to everybody. But as you see, y'all see the dudes Offset. Y'all see Offset. Have y'all seen Offset smiling in a picture lately? Have y'all even seen Offset? Look at Kanye West. Remember before Kim K? He was happy. You used to see him happy all the time, smiling, yeah, big ass teeth. After that, every picture you see him in, her half naked, him dead look on his face, her smiling. Russell Wilson, what you see every time you see him in a picture, you used to see him and Sierra smiling when she was trying to play like she was a wife and a mother. Now that she back in bust down mode, what you see in pictures? Russell Wilson looking dead, her smiling. You know what I'm saying? These niggas be signing up for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Fresh say she had the baby, now she finna go crazy, especially if the body right. Yeah. No, she said she was talking about the baby gave her some boobs and a butt and some hips or something like that. So she already talking the talk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know, man. I guess girls put a lot of emphasis on their body and then they project that onto us. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be the ones so into how they look, how people looking at them. Let me check my ass in the mirror and all that shit. Then they project it onto men. Like, oh, y'all made us this way or y'all made us do this. But try to tell them to do something other than that or something. You know what I'm saying? And see what they do. And they really ain't gonna be trying to get with that shit like that. So the thing was going down on Twitter, right? And that bring me to my next clip, because I don't know if y'all know, but they got Twitter is throttling how many posts you could read and all that shit. Basically, Twitter is falling apart. So they got this new app right here, and it's called fucking Threads, y'all. So I just found out about this today. So check this out.
Mark Zuckerberg launched his new so-called Twitter killer, and it's called Threads. Now, this is an app, a social media app, and if you have an Instagram account, signing up for it will be super easy. Now, judging by the signups that have already occurred since this was launched just yesterday, last night,
right,
it looks like this service could actually be a competitor to Twitter. Let's give you the details. So the functionality offers, you know, some features that are not offered over at Twitter, and then there are some features that Twitter has that are not offered over at
Threads or not.
Now, the new app allows existing Instagram users to use their login credentials to log into Threads. As with Instagram, Threads users can follow friends and creators with shared interests, including the accounts and content they already follow on.
Fresh say he finna damn near shut everything down and keep YouTube, because at least YouTube, you know, it got a purpose, like content creation. All them other apps just want to know. They just picking your brain, waiting on you to reveal vital information about your personal life and shit, you know what I'm saying, to know what to advertise to you. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
On Instagram, everyone who joins Threads who is under 16 in the U.S. will have their account set to private by default. Thread users can share up to 500 characters long. Their post could be 500 characters long, in addition to links, photos, and videos up to 5 minutes in length. Sounds great. Very exciting. It's another social media platform. Really looking forward to it.
So, look, who said, oh, Jake Tapper, sorry to quote him, but
right, that's what I like. I like the competition.
Yeah, I'm on it. Like I'm on 30 other platforms. And there's a lot of truth to that. And people generally get exhausted from that. But guys, there's been this battle to replace Twitter ever since Elon Musk bought it. And that arises for a number of reasons. One, because Elon Musk seems to have lost his mind into the right-wing cults. And so a lot of people that are not just left-wingers, but independents go, I don't know that I want to be on this platform where this guy is trying to help push out.
I know, I'd be chilling
crazy
my
right-wing ideology, right? But there's a second reason
Jr.
why.
and Alex
Because it started
Jones,
falling
like,
apart
bro,
at the
get
seams
this
when
shit
you
off my
fire almost
phone.
everybody in the building. And so that encouraged business people, including me, by the way. This is a business, I run it. And, you know, we've thought about going in this direction. So I'll leave it at that for now. And it made everyone, including people at Facebook and Meta, go, I wonder if we can knock him out. And there was a bunch of like people that tried that were independent.
Though, like I heard that from like, you know, right away I hopped on the tech reviews to see about the app, and people was actually liking that shit. Like you see, it got 10 million downloads in 7 hours. You know what I'm saying? That's more than 1 million an hour. That's like 1.3 million an hour. So it's some it might be good. It can't be no worse than Twitter.
Mastodon, you might have heard of it. And people went on there, and in that case, and I'm sorry to the people who love that, but
Who loves it?
well, some people, the people who are on it, right? But generally it's considered too complicated, right? And too niche.
What's going on?
And so
with
it is
your
what
kid.
it is. You can agree, disagree. That's not the important part. The important part is a lot of these competitors didn't take off. But Meta already has like a gazillion users. They just have to press a couple of buttons, and they're going to get a lot of people to sign up.
Yeah.
And that's why Elon Musk has been sweating bullets about this. And that's why they got into this stupid thing about how they're going to fight in the Coliseum, and fighting over billions of dollars and millions of users isn't good enough. They have to actually do fisticuffs, right? So that's where all this comes from. Like Elon Musk is a sort of madman, super mad at Zuckerberg because he might actually beat his business and crush Twitter.
Right.
And I'll say one more thing
And Musk
now.
is, threatening to sue and all of that, like a big bait. Like, come on, these are grown men. And he's like, competition. I might sue you over it. Okay.
But so look, I gotta say two things. One about that is that you would be surprised at how often, and maybe a lot of you wouldn't be, but rich people use their legal power to try to
you right
bully
about
everyone.
that. Twitter is like, it's like Facebook but less personal. It's more like, you gonna see celebrities. You're not gonna see a celebrity Facebook post, but you'll see a bunch of celebrities Twitter posts, like, you know what I'm saying? And you can respond to them on Twitter, like, you know what I mean? It's just it's a more open community instead of a bunch of smaller ones like Facebook.
It's an old Trump move. Like, oh yeah, if you say things that are true about me, I'm gonna sue you, okay?
I know, but the only problem in this equation is Mark Zuckerberg is also wealthy.
Yeah, but that's what Musk doesn't get. Musk has lost the thread, if you will. Okay.
Zuckerberg can help you find it.
No. Okay, now he's gonna want to fight us. But Elon, yeah, I get it, man. So you bullied a lot of people, especially your own workers. When they threaten to sue, Elon sends like 100 lawyers after him.
When they threaten to unionize.
Yeah, 100%. But the other dude's also a billionaire. Like, there's something wrong with you, brother. You think Zuckerberg's not gonna fight back, whether it's physical or through the courts? No, he's got as many lawyers as you do, brother. So
Anna, that's
I don't know
my
what
boo.
you're thinking. Now, the other thing that pisses Musk off about Zuckerberg, which a lot of the industry doesn't like this about Zuckerberg.
Right. I don't really fuck like Twitter. Twitter, you go there if it's something happening on Twitter. Otherwise, Twitter ain't really shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It definitely ain't what it used to be. And like, it's a lot more advertising you don't want to see on that motherfucker, because I guess Elon Musk got to take what he could get. And it's nothing but bots on there. Like my Twitter is flooded with plenty bots. Bots be adding me every day, and I know that's for what's his name, to inflate his artificial ass numbers. Elon Musk, his artificial user numbers, and then he trying to give people users to try to get them to stay on Twitter and use Twitter rather than other platforms that get more that's more user direct and shit. See, it got a big platform, like I said, like I was just telling Fresh. Twitter got a bigger community rather than the smaller a bunch of groups of smaller ones. But also, imagine a bunch of people in a fucking room. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of clutter. It's a lot of noise and shit. So, like, you look at a Twitter thread and that shit might have 10,000 comments on it. Who finna go through all that shit? Come on, man. So, it could get like that, too, you know?
Is Meta's whole thing is, remember Meta's the thing that used to be called Facebook. Okay, hey, now Facebook is a part of Meta. So Meta's whole thing is, what's everybody else doing? Oh, that's working? Copy it.
But they all do that. They all do that.
But to be fair to Zuckerberg, they all do that, right? So at the end of the day, that's called capitalism. And Elon Musk, I thought you were in favor of it, but now all of a sudden, you seem like you're crying. There's no crying in capitalism.
Okay, this is my question to you. Wouldn't it be better if they formed a collective and just decided, you know what, we're going to be a one-stop shop. We're all putting our heads together, one-stop shop, no other social media platforms, just this one
like
that we've
China.
all, like, we're all executives of it, and you no longer, like, that would be great, right? Wouldn't that be good?
China.
No. Okay.
Oh, no.
All right.
China got one app that do everything. You play your games through that shit. Your social media profile is on there. I do a thing on that. I do a thing on it on Monday. China got one app, and you best believe they watching the shit out of you on that app too. Like, it's just one app that cover everything. It's like Weeboo or something, or Weeboo or Beeboo or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But if she talking about some shit like that, like, you think that shit gonna be better? That shit gonna have Mark Zuckerberg and them beating off over everybody's profile pics. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust none of them, bro. I swear, like, I don't trust none of them, man. They all creepy. Elon Musk a little bit creepy. Mark Zuckerberg be trying his best to look like he human and shit like that. And then so I'ma kick this clip off like this last one I'm finna show y'all by telling y'all what I was talking about yesterday. I talked about it for a minute yesterday. Somebody asked me, was we living in a recession or was we living in a depression? And I said we wasn't living in neither one. We not in a recession or a depression. We living in the new Gilded Age and shit. And what the Gilded Age is like, you have all the wealth concentrated at one end and a bunch of poor people. It was a point before they had like laws against monopolies and shit like that. You had like barons and shit. Like you had like the railroad barons. They all get together, bust down all the profits and raise all the prices collectively and just put a chokehold on anything and everything railroad. You know, they had to break up the energy companies and shit like that. You know, it was a lot of different points they have, like, you know, basically when you look at like the oil producing nations like OPEC, them like oil barons and stuff. And so what you have in the Gilded Age is a few people with a bunch of money and a lot of people with no money. That's what's going on right now in society. So it's not a recession or a depression because it can't be a recession or a depression. Money is out there, it's circulating, but it's just circulating to the top and not coming back down. Usually taxes is supposed to correct that shit, but if I'm a rich person and we pass laws where corporations can be counted as people and so they can contribute, that opened up bribery and super PACs and stuff. So when you hear about a super PAC, that's a bribery group, a legal bribery group. They get together, they band together to all push a law or sponsor a law from a politician. So what you have in this Gilded Age that you have going on is like somebody like Elon Musk don't pay taxes. Mark Zuckerberg don't pay taxes. We paying more taxes than them. You, me, we pay more taxes than Mark Zuckerberg and them pay because they use their money rather than paying taxes to buy the politicians that pass the tax codes. You know what I'm saying? So they make sure whenever they get a Republican in there, it's always tax cuts for the rich. So in this particular instance, what they did was they went after the Supreme Court. I don't know how much of y'all keep up with what's even going on with the world, but 3 Supreme Court justices got busted. Justice Alito, Clarence Thomas, you know, he been dirty. And another one, I can't remember what the other one name is. And they've been taking gifts and shit from billionaires. Shit ranging from flights on private jets to like houses and shit like that. To placements in like schools where the tuition is like $17,000 a semester, like these high level schools. So they went after the Supreme Court this time, the highest court in the land. And what that did basically was, now, you know, the Supreme Court is compromised. Now, in this next clip, you know, this dude is making some points. I was looking at the clip, like I said, this biker looking dude. But as I was listening to him talk, he was actually saying some pretty intelligent stuff. And he was an independent. Like, he wasn't no Democrat or Republican. He was an independent. But he was talking about, like, basically, had we been acknowledging all this shit that was going on back in he said 2016, we wouldn't be back 100 years now. Cause you know, we don't got affirmative action no more. We don't got Roe versus Wade no more. Like, this is shit that, like, our parents, when that shit got passed, or our grandparents, they probably thought it was never going. Like, why would anybody ever get rid of it? But we here now, though. You know what I'm saying? So my guy cooking on how we got here. Let's go.
Going to rub a whole lot of people the wrong way, but I really don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. Not electing Hillary Clinton in 2016 will go down as one of the biggest mistakes in our nation's history. I don't give a shit what you think of Hillary Clinton. I don't care if you love her or hate her. I don't care if you love the Democratic Party or you hate the Democratic Party. The Supreme Court justices that was nominated under Donald Trump would not have been nominated under Hillary Clinton.
Facts.
And the bullshit that we see coming out of the Supreme Court today would not be happening had she took office in 2016. I don't give a rat's ass about Donald Trump's policy. I don't give a rat's ass about his mean tweets. His presidency set us back 100 years. And there's a whole lot of people out there celebrating. Oh, look, we got it. We won something. You didn't win shit. All you did was trample on fellow Americans' rights, stuff that would have never affected you or bothered you in the least. That's why I call bullshit on this whole idea that you won't smile our government and don't tread on me. That's why I always call that bullshit flag out for the bullshit flag that it is. You don't give a rat's ass if the flag is trampling all over other people. If you disagree with their lifestyle or you disagree with where they come from, you're perfectly okay with your government just walking all over top of those people. You'll sit back here on 4th of July weekend, you'll brag about being free. Meanwhile, there's a shit ton of Americans that don't feel quite as free today. And if they're not free, they ain't none of us free.
Facts.
What is it y'all love to say to us?
Because they're going to have to fight you for their freedom.
That works both ways, Scooter. If they can do this to your fellow Americans, they can do it to you. But actually, they don't have to do it to you because they've already got you. They've already duped you into voting for them. They've already duped you into chasing that carrot by dangling all these stupid-ass culture wars under your nose. And you'll sit there and follow it to hell and back while your pensions drift away, while everything you ever invested drifts away, while your
Taxes
whole
going
future
up.
crumbles. You'll be sitting over here going, yeah, hell, go woke, go broke. Or whatever.
White dude fed up with white people.
Yesterday.
On what?
It's bullshit. And I'll sit here and call it out till the end of time. Now, a whole lot of people told us back in 2016 when Trump was elected, hey, just relax. Maybe it won't be as bad as you think it's going to be. But we all knew exactly how bad it was going to be because we saw through Donald Trump back then, and so did Hillary Clinton. Take a look at this clip and watch how spot on she is.
This shit tripped me out right
Donald
here.
Trump and how things
This tripped me out right here when I seen this.
Every time Donald thinks things are not going in his direction, he claims whatever it is rigged against him.
This was 2016,
the FBI
y'all.
conducted a year-long investigation into my emails. They concluded there was no case. He said the FBI was rigged. He lost the Iowa caucus. He lost the Wisconsin primary. He said the Republican primary was rigged against him. Then Trump University gets sued for fraud and racketeering. He claims the court system and the federal judge is rigged against him. There was even a time when he didn't get an Emmy for his TV program 3 years in a row, and he started tweeting that the Emmys were rigged against him.
Should have gotten it.
This is a mindset. This is how Donald thinks. And it's funny, but it's also really troubling.
Okay.
Now, that is not the way our democracy works. We've been around for 240 years. We've had free and fair elections. We've accepted the outcomes when we may not have liked them. And that is what must be expected of anyone standing on a debate stage during a general election.
So if there ever was a championship in the I told you so
She
department,
hit that shit
Hillary
right on
Clinton
the
would be
fucking
undisputed
head.
champion because she called it spot on exactly how it would happen.
That shit crazy.
A whole lot of
man.
people back then said, "Oh, just give Donald Trump."
But then you know what? We got to think about this, bro. You know that all these people know each other. Like they got this thing where they like the offices they running for and all that. But like Washington, like I used to read them books that about like shit going on quote unquote Capitol Hill. All them know each other. The Clintons, the Trumps, like the McCains, all them families. They all rich. You know what I'm saying? Families, houses in the Hamptons and shit. Lifelong political people and shit. They all fucking know. The Bidens, right? The Bidens know. They all know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like the only really new kids on the block is the Obamas, but you see, they be ducked off somewhere in Illinois and shit. They don't fuck with none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Barack said, I did my 8 and got the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? But they know each other though, man. So it ain't really no real coincidence. She was spot on about like how the shit dude was on. You know what I'm saying?
Chance, maybe it might not be
nuts.
so bad. But we all saw through Donald Trump a long time ago, just like Hillary Clinton did. We saw the type of campaign that he ran. We came from an era where when Howard Dean simply screamed at a rally, people said he was unfit and unstable to be president. We came from an era where George H.W. Bush just simply looked at his watch a couple of times during the Clinton debates and pretty much lost that election to Bill Clinton. We came from an era where Dan Quayle was mocked relentlessly for not being able to spell potato. And then we saw Donald Trump come along and get away with mocking prisoners of war. We heard what he said about John McCain. Did we agree with John McCain's politics? No, but we respected John McCain's service to our country. We respected the fact that he was captured and he was tortured. And Donald Trump sits back and says, oh, well, I like prisoners that didn't get caught. And I thought, oh, this will do it. Oh, these patriotic Republicans, they'll all come down on his head now. Nope.
Move the goalposts.
And insulted McCain.
Whiteness, he was white first. Whiteness come before all that shit.
We had respect for veterans. What are y'all doing?
Whiteness over
we saw
veterans.
Donald Trump brag about grabbing women by the pussy. And I thought, oh, the evangelicals,
whiteness over assault.
They'll never let him get by with that. He'll never be able to disrespect women that way. And the evangelicals
overlooked it.
They stayed quiet.
Whiteness over assault.
Because Donald Trump was willing to push their agenda. And because Donald Trump had empowered all this hatred that they had built up in them for years. We were all naive. We all thought that racism was getting better. At least I did. I thought, well, we're making progress. Things are getting better. We've elected the first black president. So things have to be getting better. We have to be turning some.
Then y'all talked about lynching them right after that, though.
Because over here was all these people sitting here with all those
white people killed me with that. Obama killed racism.
And he empowered that, and he gave them permission to say the quiet parts out loud.
Yeah.
And we saw his presidency unfold. We saw what a disaster it was.
That's the main thing right there, what he just said. That hit it on the head. It ain't that shit is just new and exciting. It's just they saying the quiet parts out loud now. We put a person in office that made them feel comfortable saying the quiet parts out loud. That's it. Let's go.
We saw the disaster that was January 6th, and we're still sitting here saying, this man's a narcissist. This man can't accept defeat. This man, won't accept the results of an election. We're still going on about it. And had we just elected Hillary Clinton, we would have never been in any of this mess. It would have just been something we could look back at as kind of a comical, funny idea. Like, remember that time Donald Trump actually thought he had a shot in hell of being president? That's what we should be saying today. It should be like one of those candidacies where you just say, well, remember when that guy thought it might be a good idea?
He told us drink bleach.
All that really shit. Quick. That's what should have happened. But instead, a lot of people didn't go to the polls in 2016. There was a whole lot of people that got mad over things and was like, I ain't voting.
Now come his pitch to vote, you know what I'm saying? And, that's where the point, I ain't gonna say that's where the point lose me right there, because I always say this. I feel like you should vote. Voting is important or whatever, but make sure you informed on who you voting for. I don't care what side it is, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure you informed on it. Don't just go out there and You know what I'm saying? Do that shit for nothing. And my story is funny. I'm gonna leave y'all with this story or whatever that got something to do with voting. When I voted, the last time I voted in the last elections, the reason I voted was because of gerrymandering, right? I was watching this old lady who was like, she was like 99 years old, literally. And she said she was able to vote every year. Gerrymandering, they redistrict where you vote at, and you know what I'm saying, everything like that. Specifically to make it harder to vote for black people. That's how you know America is a scam, because of gerrymandering. They let that shit go on and will always let it go on until the end of time. While they tell us to vote, they also have gerrymandering and shit. It's like having the freeing the slaves, but then having like the free slave catchers and shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they doing. So with gerrymandering, they make it harder to vote. They redistrict this black lady that been voting for years since civil rights out of being able to vote. So when she went to her voting office, got up, got her help to her chair and everything, and you know what I'm saying, they wheeled her down there and got her in there to go vote. They told her she couldn't vote. She was in the wrong district and she wasn't even able to vote. And I'm like, that's fucked up. Meanwhile, there's some people that can vote, you know what I'm saying, and they ain't necessarily getting fucked over out they vote like that yet, and they not even using it. So really, like, as stupid as it sound, I voted for her. You know what I'm saying? I voted for my old auntie I never met that ain't get to vote for no reason other than just gerrymandering and shit, right? And she was gonna vote too. She was gonna vote, you know? So I said, you know what? Let me go vote since I could vote. I swear to God, that was part of my partly the reason I went and did that shit. Cause I know it's people that fought for that shit and and people still got to fight for it. You know what I'm saying? So I said, let me use mine while I got it. I only got to go across the street, you know? But yeah, Bert say local voting is way more important than national voting. Absolutely. Yeah, you got to make sure you can't, like I always tell my boy Fresh, I say you can't win a game you ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? As much as we hate all this shit going on out here, and we know a lot of this shit is a scam, like capitalism in general, like we can't win the game if we don't play the game. You feel me? So yeah, man, shout out to everybody. I want y'all to enjoy y'all weekends, man. It's Friday, you know, pretty nice weekend. Is it the first? No, it ain't the first Friday of July. But yeah, you know, it's the weekend though. Everybody seemed to be the week everybody got paid too. So folks gonna go out, have fun. Make sure y'all don't have too much fun. Summerfest going on tonight. Be safe down there. If you hear the gunshots, run in the other direction of the gunshots. Don't run towards the gunshots. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the Tool Gang. Shout out to Burt Lang. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to K Fresh. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it is the first Friday of July, Kia said. Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew I felt it in the air. So yeah, we gonna get out here and have some fun. Kia, what you doing? Annette, what you doing? What y'all doing tonight? Fresh, what you doing this weekend, bro? I hit it up there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we gonna get out of here. We gonna be back on Monday with some fresh ones. Check my boxing videos out, y'all, if y'all don't watch them. Even if you're not a big fan of the sport, maybe you could get some knowledge from the videos. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, other than that, you know, we just gonna keep it pimping. We gonna be back on Monday with some fresh ones. So until then, later, y'all. Enjoy y'all weekend. I'm gone.